team, I hope you're all well. Today we are going to be doing September's TBR. We're going to call it a TBR this time around because we are going to be doing Spookopoly, which is Becca's yearly readathon. Usually just she does Spookopoly in September, but she is away quite a bit in September this year, so she has decided to do Spookopoly, which I am hyped about. And this board, chef's kiss, nicely done, Becca. If you're not familiar with Bookopoly or Spookopoly, I will leave a link to Becca's announcement video in the description box down below. Do go and check it out. Bookopoly is fantastic. She usually does like a 48-hour round earlier on in the year. She didn't do it this year. And then a month long in September. But as I say, she's doing it in October this year, which I am very, very happy about. I'm not going to lie. I love October reading. I have gotten better at reading more of my thrillers and horror books throughout the year as I get more into horror books, but I'm really excited to just dedicate a whole month to spooky season. I am so excited, and I have so many exciting books on my TBR. I have already done the rolls, so we will do the roll. I'll come back and tell you what I'm reading for it, but I'm really hyped. Before we do get into that, I do have a couple of books left over that I needed to read for buddy reads or, you know, Patreon reads or whatever. So I do still have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which is my September-October Patreon buddy read. So I haven't, so far we still have a week, just under a week of the month left to go. So I could read this next week. I've had a terrible reading month this month. So I could read this next week if I get my backside into gear, but I highly doubt it. And then we also have The Drowned Girls by Loreth Ann White, which is the literature book club book for September, which again, I usually tend to read these in the following month right before the live show. I haven't got the live show date for this yet, so chances are I'll end up reading this in October as well. So I am starting off with both of those on my TBR, so let's pop them to one side and we can come back to them, and hopefully I'll remember to put them in my stack towards the end. And then we do have the Patreon pick, so let's do this first before I forget about it, because I do need to get this one in here and hopefully get to it. I still haven't read Empire of the Vampire yet, which Aslaw put on September's pick. So we're going to go for this one, which is, let me put this over here. We do have Secret Smile by Nikki French, and this is from Claire. She did actually send me this. I know exactly where it is. So we have Secret Smile by Nikki French. I have never heard of this before. So let's find out what it's about. We have, you have an affair. You finish it. You think it's over. You're dead wrong. Miranda Cotton thinks she's put boyfriend Brendan out of her life for good, but 2 weeks later she discovers that he's immediately involved with her sister. What begins as an embarrassment becomes threatening, then utterly terrifying, because Brendan will stop at nothing to be part of Miranda's life, even if it means taking it from her. This sounds very intense. It sounds intriguing, but very intense. I am a little bit anxious that there could be some stalking in it, but Claire knows that that's a trigger of mine, so I'm assuming that she has read it. She knows my limits and has therefore suggested this to me, because it's got that thrilling element to it, but with maybe some slight stalking. So we'll find out. But yeah, that is going on here as well, so pop that to one side. And then we will get into the Spookopoly rolls. I did a bunch of cards for chance and then community chest. So the chance cards are books that I want to read and a couple of books that I don't want to read. The community chest cards are prompts, and we're going to do 7 rolls. If I get a double, the same as Becca is, if I get a double I've got to roll again. So let's get into roll number 1. Alrighty, I've got chance cards, I've got community chest cards, I've got Doomslug and the dice, and I've got the board on the iPad. So we're going to start off here. Let's roll for the first one. We have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have Spoopy. So for role number 1, we got a really cute and cozy prompt, and we got spoopy, and for that I am going to be reading Lights by Brenna Thumler. This is the 3rd book in the Sheets series, and this one does follow Marjorie Glatt, who in the 1st series, her family runs a laundrette. I think her mother's passed away and her dad is struggling really badly. I think she's got a younger sibling, if I remember correctly, and she's managing school as well as pretty much working full-time at the laundrette. And one night things start to get a little bit weird. Things have been going a little bit weird in the laundrette anyway, but things start to go a little bit weird and ghosts start appearing, and she makes friends with this ghost. So we continue on with this series. I really love this one. The illustrations are so cute and beautiful. I've had a really good time with this so far. So the first one was Sheets, the second one was Delicates, and now the 3rd one, this has just come out, is Lights. So I really wanted to put this one on. It's perfect for the spoopy prompt, and I'm very excited to continue on with the series. So this is going to be the first Spookopoly book on my TBR. Okay, role number 2. We have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got Black Cat. Then we do have Black Cats. So for this one, you need to have a cat on the cover or cat in the title somewhere. So I am going to go for Starfell, Willow Moss and the Magic Thief. There is a cat right here. This one does follow Willow Moss, who's a witch. She comes from a family of witches. They've all got really cool types of magic. However, her magic is finding things, finding lost things. So it starts off, I think, with Willow Moss and the Lost Day, like Tuesday's gone missing and she has to find Tuesday. It does start off really with her struggling with it. She struggles with her magic because she doesn't think it's that cool, and she's, you know, finding a lost jacket or a lost set of keys for people. Do you know what I mean? Like really local, low-key magic. And then this really powerful woman comes to ask for her help and find the day Tuesday. And we've continued on. This is the last in the series. It is signed by Dominique Valente as well. And this one is The Magic Thief. I'm not sure what's going to happen in it. I did start it a while ago. I did get to page 82, but I'm hoping to read this one. It is a middle grade and wrap the series up as well, which is great news. So I will be reading this one. There is a cat on the cover. It's not black, it's ginger, but it is what it is. There's a cat nonetheless, and this is the book I have decided to pick for that prompt. So roll number 3. Okay, roll number 3. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a poll pick. Nice. So for roll number 3, we have poll pick, and I did go ahead and put 4 books on a poll on Instagram the other day, and I had Boys in the Valley by Philip Francisca, we had Slender Man, we had Killing Stalking, which is a manga, and we had The Hacienda by Isabel Canes. And this one was not close in the slightest, actually. It was not close at all. So Boys in the Valley got 10% of the votes with 29 votes. Slender Man got 20% with 57 votes. Killing Stalking got 17% with 48 votes. And the winner by a mile was The Hacienda by Isabel Canes with 53% of the votes and 154 votes. So this won by a absolute mile. So let's find out what this one is about, because I have no idea. Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca in this debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence, about a remote house, a sinister haunting, and the woman pulled into their clutches. I feel like that overall synopsis gives enough away, and I kind of don't want to read the rest because I'm very intrigued to go into this not knowing too much. I have heard fantastic things. I believe it did very, very well, if not won the Goodreads Choice Award for Horror last year. So I'm really, really excited about reading it, and I know that Isabel Canes has just come out with a new book and I really want to get my hands on it, but I want to read this one first. So I'm really hyped. On the front it says the scary, atmospheric, gorgeous Gothic of my dreams from Rachel Hawkins, who is the author of The Wife Upstairs. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. I'm excited that it's on my TBR. I really wanted to get some horror in here, so I'm hyped. Roll number 4. We have 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is nothing I do better than revenge. Oh, it's gone dark. Nice. So for roll number 4, we did land on one of the train station spaces and it was the revenge spot. So we do need to pick a book that features revenge. And I have kind of the perfect book for this. I'm pretty sure this counts, but kind of the perfect book for this. This is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Now I'm a little bit anxious about this one because again, it's got a slight stalking element to it. Basically a reviewer named Emma reviews a book. She really didn't like it. She gives it a 1-star review. She gives it a full review and everything, and then the author starts coming for her essentially. So if you give this book 1-star review, you may end up dead. Emma is house sitting on the rainy Washington coast with only a golden retriever for company. She likes the isolation, the peace and quiet, and the opportunity to read, but her latest pick, a poorly written and gruesome horror novel, is disappointing. Emma leaves a 1-star review. A message dings back, the author H.G. Cain has replied and he's furious. Emma brushes it off until disturbing incidents start to occur. Scratches in the night, a figure crawling around the shadows. Cain has written 16 other novels, all similarly sadistic tales of stalking and murder. He knows he's a brilliant writer, he just needs to make Emma understand. Expect the unexpected in this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror from the critically acclaimed author of the TikTok sensation No Exit. I read that book before it was a TikTok sensation. I wish they would stop saying that. Anyway, not that I've got anything against TikTok because I am on there now, but what's wrong with a booktube sensation? Just saying. Anywho, let's not get into it. That's conversation for another day. I am anxious but very excited to read this one because I did enjoy No Exit, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think I find the stalking more of a trigger for me in romance than I do in like horrors and thrillers because I'm expecting it in here, do you know what I mean? I think maybe it's when it's got a romantic element to it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I'm still trying to figure it out, but some books it bothers me, some books it doesn't. Like There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. That was too much for me. I couldn't deal with that. So we'll see. But for example, the stalking in No Exit, for example, because it's a thriller, I was expecting it. I was anticipating it. I knew what I was getting into. So yeah, we'll see whether or not I struggle with this one. The thought of this, because obviously I would essentially see myself as Emma in this because this is what I do as a job. The thought of it terrifies me, absolutely terrifies me to my core, and I am aware that there is some discourse very similar to this. I'm aware that some discourse very similar to this has happened on TikTok/Twitter where reviewers have given 1-star reviews of the books and then the authors have started coming for them. And I'm aware that there is a story of an author actually writing a book with the main character as the reviewer. The reviewer that gave them a 1-star review has ended up in their book as a main character, and it's very, very, very dark horror. I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but I have heard that story on TikTok. So it is terrifying that this could happen. Prompt number 5. Roll number 5. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, jeebus. Randomize TBR. Okay, so prompt number 5 ended up as Randomize Your TBR. I'm going to do this a little bit differently because I really want to stick with spooky and spoopy books. So I have gone ahead and put 52 different spooky/spoopy books, whether that be horror, thrillers, mangas, graphic novels, onto my spinner wheel, and I'm just going to spin a wheel. I feel like that's the easiest thing for me to do here. It's still randomizing my TBR, I've just narrowed the TBR down a little bit to a certain category. So I've got 52 books here on my spinner wheel. We're just going to do it like this because I always find screen recording a real pain in my backside. So let's go. I'm anxious. Just FYI. That was a really good spin though. Oh, House of Salt and Sorrow. This has been on my TBR for ages and I'm very aware that the second one has just come out. So let me get that. Okay, so House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. I've had this for ages. I don't know if this is going to be up my street or not, but on the back it says an eerie, lovely 12 dancing princesses retelling full of ghosts, gods and fascinating waterfront world. And I'm reading it from behind my fingers. That's from Melissa Albert. Once there were 12 of us. Anna Lee lives in a sheltered life at Highmoor, a manor by the sea, with her sisters and their father and stepmother. Once there were 12, but loneliness fills the grand halls now that 4 of the girls' lives have been cut short. Each death was more tragic than the last. The plague, a plummeting fall, drowning, a slippery plunge, and there are whispers throughout the surrounding villages that the family is cursed by the gods. Disturbed by a series of ghostly visions, Anna Lee becomes increasingly suspicious that her sister's deaths were no accident. The girls have been sneaking out every night to attend glittering balls, dancing until dawn in silk gowns and shimmering slippers, and Anna Lee isn't sure whether to try to stop them or to join their forbidden trysts, because who or what are they really dancing with? When Anna Lee's involvement with a mysterious stranger who has secrets of his own intensifies, it's a race to unravel the darkness that has fallen over her family before it claims her next. House of Salt and Sorrows is a spellbinding novel filled with magic and the rustle of gossamer skirts down long dark hallways. Get ready to be swept away. Interesting. I don't know the full story of 12 Dancing Princesses, so I might have to look that up before I pick this one up so that I've got some recollection of it. Sometimes if I don't know an original retelling, I tend to struggle with, if I don't know an original story, I tend to struggle with a retelling. So I might do that. But yeah, I'm very aware that the second one has very recently come out. There was a huge gap between the two, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 2019 for this one, but I think the new one has just come out this year. So, okay, Randomize My TBR. We have like a horror-y retelling. Okay, roll number 6. We have 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A chance card. We have, don't know if it is gonna focus. Hello. Hidden Pictures. Okay, prompt number 6. We did get Hidden Pictures, which is this one by Jason Rekulak. Again, I think this did pretty well on the Goodreads Choice Awards. This is a horror and it does have like kids illustrations in it, and I believe that the illustrations get darker and darker as you go through the book. I think, anyway, that is what's going on in here. Mallory's delighted to have a new job looking after gorgeous 5-year-old Teddy. She's been sober for 1.5 years and she's sure her new nannying role in the affluent suburbs will help keep her on the straight and narrow. That is, until Teddy starts to draw disturbing pictures of his imaginary friend Anya. It's quite clear to Mallory and to Teddy's parents, even in his crude childlike state, that the woman Teddy is drawing in his pictures is dead. Teddy's crayons are confiscated and his paper locked away, but the drawings somehow keep coming, telling a frightening story of a woman murdered, and they're getting more sophisticated. But if Teddy isn't drawing the pictures anymore, who is? And what are they trying to tell Mallory about her new home? Sign me up. Yes, please. I've heard it did really well, so I'm very excited. I have heard mixed things, but I've heard it's done really well, so I am excited. Sorry, I'm collecting the books on my lap. All right. What should be the final roll? Let's see whether or not that's going to be the case. Okay, what should be our last and final roll? Roll number 7. It's a double. We got 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have Daphne du Maurier. It was not the case. I put a curse on it. It was Daphne du Maurier, which is to read a Gothic book. So, what is more Gothic than Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia? Because I haven't read this yet, and yet I still pick books up based on the fact that this is like Mexican Gothic. For example, The Hacienda, which is Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca. I haven't read either of those books. It just sounds fantastic. So I'm going to be picking this one up finally, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to do better with this one than I did with whatever that book was called, The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. It's over there on the floor waiting to be unhauled. The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, because I DNF'd that one and I'm really sad about it. But I have previously enjoyed certain Dark Things and Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia, so maybe it just depends on the book. Jade's not convinced I'm going to like this though. So I'm on the fence about it, but I'm excited to get into it regardless. I'm not going to read the whole thing, it's very, very long, but I'll just read the top bit. The acclaimed author of Gods and Jade and Shadow returns with a mesmerising feminist reimagining of Gothic fantasy in which a young socialite discovers the haunting secret of a beautiful old mansion in 1950s Mexico. I'm very aware that the T. Kingfisher book, which was called What Moves the Dead, is kind of like albeit that's a retelling of another book entirely. It's got vibes of this as well. I don't know if this like has a fungi thing going on in it, or if that was a completely different book and I'm getting myself entirely wrong. Either way, it's got like a haunted house element to it. I think our main character gets a call from her sister. There's some strange goings on and she goes to visit her, and the house is really, really bizarre or something. So really excited about picking this one up, also nervous about it. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully our last roll. Okay, roll number 8. We got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pumpkin spice, nice. Okay, we got pumpkin spice, which is to pick up a book that's like super duper autumnal and fallish and, you know, has all of those types of elements to it. I have the perfect book here. Again, I'm partway through it, but not too far in. I have the perfect book, and it's got the prompt in the title. So I've got The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. So excited to continue on with this. I just haven't been making it a priority because I need to get to other stuff first. This is a romance following Jeannie, whose aunt gifts her the beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in small town of Dream Harbour. Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. There is Logan, who is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbour's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? I've already started this. I'm currently 64 pages in. We've already met Jeannie and Logan. She has moved into Pumpkin Spice Cafe. She's getting ready to set it up, but she keeps hearing noises outside and she can't decide if it's like a raccoon or a rat or some kids causing mayhem outside. She's getting no sleep. One night she goes down with a baseball bat, if I remember correctly, and she goes to find out what's going on. It turns out it's Logan delivering produce for the shop. He leaves it outside and they end up having a conversation. He's like, no, I only deliver on this day, so it's not been me the last couple of nights. Maybe it's kids, or maybe it's a raccoon or a rat, whatever. Exactly what she thought. He then invites her to the local town, you know, town meeting the following day or a couple of days later, and she's like, oh my god, are you going to be there? Normally he doesn't go, but he feels bad for her. She doesn't know anyone in town, so he goes and he's pretty mesmerized by her, but he's very grumpy. This is very much grumpy sunshine. It's going to be cute, it's going to be cozy. I'm excited, and the fact that it features the prompt title in it makes me super hyped, so I'm very happy with my choice here. So this has worked out perfectly and I'm really, really excited, and that was the final roll. So let's have a look at the TBR. This is looking intimidating. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking really intimidating. Granted, I have got I've got one graphic novel in there, I've got a middle grade in there, but the rest are all full-length novels, and because there's quite a lot of horror in there. I am really, really excited about it, but that is quite intimidating. Not only that, but we need to add on The Secret Smile and Divine Rivals and The Drowned Girls as well. Now this is looking silly. Let me tell you, this is going back to like one of my old school TBRs. It's looking very silly. On top of this, there's a bunch of books I would really like to get to as well. So we'll have to see what happens here. But yeah, this is looking a little out of hand, isn't it? Gonna have to be careful what I am adding to my TBR, but I would really like to get to Killing Stalking. And also Source Line Volume 2 as well. Both of these are, well, this is a manhwa, this is I think it's a manhwa. I don't think it's a manga because it goes the other way to what a manga does. I don't know if it's a manhwa or not, I'm not sure. But either way, this is a manhwa slash graphic novel slash manga. This is a graphic novel. So yeah, I would really like to get to both of these. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I'd like to get to. I'm gonna have to see what I can manage. But I'm very excited. Lots of thrillers and horrors. I'm coming towards the end of September. I haven't had a good time with reading this month. It's been so busy with being on holiday and then having the housework done, and I've just not been motivated to pick up my books. I'm really gutted about it because I really wanted to have all of my October videos filmed that I could. and it's not worked out that way, so I'm very behind on that. None of those books have made it into this TBR. So that's going really well. I have got some work to do in this last week of the month and I don't have the time. So we're gonna have to see what I can pull out of my backside at this rate. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. Are you taking part in Spookopoly? What are you excited to read in October? Are you taking part in any other readathons? I don't know if I've missed any other readathons. I haven't seen an announcement for the usual weenie readathon that Gabby and Olivia do. I love that readathon, but if they do that, I will try and make these books fit rather than adding more books in. But yeah, I am hyped for October. I'm hyped for spooky season. I'm really excited to be filming this video. I already have my spooky season sweaters on. I'm just really excited, and I hope you are too, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.